Hello, welcome to your Friday. This is week 53. It's the 22nd day of January 2021. The other day I was looking at the calendar and it happened to be the 20th of January. As I was looking at it, I realized 2021 is the same forward as it is backward. And I thought I'd fascinate you with that fact today. Last week, I talked about a positive mental attitude. I introduced some steps that you could take to get to a positive mental attitude and ways to stay there. It's not always easy, but it is entirely possible. Don't allow yourself to stay in that negativity. And negativity is the topic of today. I'm going to try and make it positive. And I found an article I think you're going to like. But before I do that, I want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for your comments, for hitting the like button, and for not thinking I'm just too corny with the jokes I throw out there, because I have more for today. They seem to be quite popular. Some people say they don't know if they like the jokes better or my reactions as I read them. Either way, if it makes you smile, it means everything to me. So thank you for watching. My shout out today, as always, is a little different. My shout out goes to home. Home is an amazing place, isn't it? It's a place you can go at the end of the day and be yourself. Do what you choose. A sanctuary, if you will. We may go to somebody else's house and feel a little jealousy because they have things we don't. Or they have more. But when you think about it, there's no place like your home. It's your comfort zone. So my shout out today simply goes to home. So today I said I was going to talk a little bit about negativity. And that's not a fun topic, is it? But I'm going to try and put a positive spin on it. As I was thinking about things to talk about, I came across an article at an unusual website, Attention Deficit Disorder Research Center. I have no idea how I landed there, but I was kind of fascinated by the article. And it talks about negative thoughts that get into our brains and how do we deal with them. The site again is addrc.org. And the article is by June Silney, and it's called 7 Ways to Control Your Mind. As she goes through and starts her article, she talks about negativity being a factor for everyone. There's no escaping it. And it's true. We probably don't think about that, but everybody has negative thoughts. But not everybody deals with them in the same fashion, right? So she does say it's your choice, and I'm sure we know some people who stay in the negative. We know some people who never even allow themselves to get to the negative, and then there's everybody in between. In full disclosure, I will say I worry about everything, but somehow I'm able to spin it into a positive thing, but it's not always easy. So in this article, she says, become friends with your negative voice. Well, that sounds kind of goofy, doesn't it? Be friends with your negative voice. But how else are you going to address it? So it does make sense, right? Again, she says everybody has these negative thoughts. But she notes that during the day, our negative thoughts are not as prominent as they are at night. And when you think about it, it makes perfect sense. There are so many factors during the day that get into our brain, and they may dissuade our negative thoughts, or they might bring us closer to negative thoughts. But if you think about it at night, there's something called Sunday night syndrome. Most people work on Mondays, and the night before that would be Sunday, and they worry about the beginning of the week. And the more they worry, the worse it gets. And it's called Sunday night syndrome. And if you think about this, when you go to bed, there are no variables. If you start to think about something negative and you don't make the choice to get rid of it, it's only going to get worse. Let's say there's a project you're working on at work and you're worried the boss isn't going to like it. Well, then you start to think, he doesn't like it, he's going to be mad at me, I'm going to have to redo it, I don't have time to do all that. We all know how that goes, right? So make friends with that negativity, introduce yourself and own it, and then get rid of it, right? So she says, be aware and be prepared. Negative thoughts are coming. We can't stop them. But be prepared that when it gets there, we're going to do something about it. Take a snowstorm. We know it's coming. Get the shovel out. Be ready. Deal with it, right? So what matters most is that you realize you can fix it. Negativity is not hopelessness, okay? So name it. What is it? Sunday night syndrome. It's work. It's just going back to work. It happens to me every week. And if I allow it, it will continue to happen. So name it, own it, and get rid of it. She says that fear is illogical. And that's true. She talks about a guy that's doing some work on this high rise outside on a scaffolding, which I don't think I could do. But when the guy's done, he goes to knock on the door of a resident in this high rise. They answer the door and there's this little dog and he runs for the hills. So you can be up on this scaffolding 1,000 floors up and not be afraid. But a little dog that just wants to love you sends you over the top. It's not logical, is it? No. Erase and replace, she says. So if you take Sunday night, I gotta go to work tomorrow. Well, tomorrow might be payday, or someone might be coming back from vacation that you really missed. Replace it with something positive. I love that. Tell yourself, no, I'm not doing this. I'm going to replace it. Okay, we're moving along, right? Do a reality check on it. When you think about it, how realistic is your fear? Some of it can be very realistic, but most of it, I think we would admit, is not realistic. What are you worried about? People will tell me, why are you getting so worked up? Why are you so worried about this? Well, because I am. And I think you'll find you don't have a good reason for that worry. So think about it, name it, replace it, do all that stuff, okay? She does say that meditation is a good tool, but let's say that you're at work and you have a big issue. Negativity starts flowing into that brain of yours. You can't stop and go meditate, can you? But what you can do is take a time out for your brain. Go for a little walk. Maybe even go to the bathroom and just say, I'm not going to do this to myself. I'm in control here. I'm not going to let this happen. And believe me, when I tell you this, I'm not saying it like I'm an expert. I'm just saying it because I recognize it. I understand it. It happens to me. The last thing she says, it's your choice. If you want to sit there and pout like we were told when we were kids, go for it. You want to sit there and be a baby? Be a baby. Or do you want to do something about it? Do something about it. You'll feel better. Again, talking about negativity is not that much fun, but I thought this was a great article and it introduced some awesome ideas. Speaking of awesome ideas, how about a couple of jokes? A few laugh lines, if you will. And again, I know how corny these are. That's why they're funny, okay? I'm not telling these like they're the best jokes I've ever heard. Okay, so let's get started. Sometimes I tuck my knees into my chest and lean forward. That's just how I roll. Hey, why don't ants get sick? They have antibodies. COVID, I figured that would go in there pretty well. What's green, fuzzy, and would hurt if it fell on you out of a tree? A pool table. You could put just about anything in there. I don't even know why I told that one, but it did make me laugh. A pool table. Okay, what did one dish say to the other? Dinner's on me. Just a couple more. And by the way, thanks for bearing with me. Okay, did you hear about the two thieves who stole a calendar? They each got 6 months. I'm terrified of elevators, so I'm going to start taking steps to avoid them. Gotta love it. Have you heard about the new band? 923 megabytes. Probably not. They haven't had a gig yet. All right, probably everybody's heard this one, but I gotta throw it out there. What do you call a psychic little person who has escaped from prison? A small medium at large. Okay. They get cornier every week. I've got even more for next week if you want them. For now, I hope you have a fantastic Friday, an amazing weekend, a beautiful week next week. As always, and most importantly, God bless you. I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.